heck of a football game. Extremely proud of our kids. I mean, resiliency. No matter what it was, whether we were shooting our own selves in the foot, we just kept playing. Going to the next play, our defense was outstanding. I think they gave up like 112 yards in the first quarter, and after that, I mean, they basically shut them out. And they were in 6 sacks, 3 and outs, the field position, along with our punting and our punt coverage, dictating that, not getting a lot of first downs, really controlled the field position. They were outstanding. Offensively, moved the football. First half struggled, shot ourselves in the foot on a couple drives, then move it like crazy, get a good drive, come out, get a good drive, and then have a high snap. We're 1st and 10 on the 18, get a high snap. Then we're 1st and 10 on the 30, 35, and we're handing the ball off. When he thinks we're pulling it, and we drop the ball. And then then we jump off sides. Then we, the first drive, just some silly things, but we kept moving the football. And then we had the 3rd and 1, and that was a quarterback run. It was a quarterback boot all the way, and he lost the snap, didn't get clean to him, and then he bobbed, and then he got it, and then he got it knocked out. And it was just a situation where he can't do it, but we played it, moved on. Defense was outstanding in overtime, got the sack. And then the offense lined up and ran the football when we had to run it. We're getting more physical. We're getting better. I think we ran for 164, threw for 226. It wasn't bad. 3rd down was a lot better. Some of those critical 3rd down conversions on those drives, we picked up some critical 3rd downs. We're getting better there in what we're doing. So we're a long way off from a perfect team by far, but we're getting better. We're learning how to compete. We learned how to play with some pressure in some situations when the game we had momentum and lost momentum and got better. And hopefully we'll line up this week and get ready to play a very good South Carolina team who had an outstanding win today.
On the right of Gabe, then Ben.
And Jimbo, after the jet sweep for a touchdown, the number is 66 total yards. From that point on. What specific adjustment? Elko does such a good job with what specific?
Well, we had that. We just misplayed that. We had a leverage point there, but we had leverage on the plays, and what we were doing, we were covering. The other thing was the passing game. We weren't giving throws, and we were going to make them try to throw the football. We wanted them to take it. We had to make them do something that they didn't do as well. The running game is what they ran. Snell's a heck of a player, so we could not let him beat us. We could not let him beat us, so we determined to take that away and made him throw the football. And then the other thing we did was able to put pressure on the quarterback. Being able to get the sacks and the rush and the things we did with the quarterback with 6 sacks was very critical.
Ben.
Jimbo, for you to get the progress that you wanted to see out of this team in the program in the first year, did you feel like this was a game you had to win?
I don't say it was a had to win. I thought, like I said going in, I thought it was a fork in the road. I thought it was a great measuring stick game for us. I mean, I think because we played 2 really good teams that no one thought we could play, and we played had Clemson, Alabama. We had our opportunities but didn't do it. And then we beat 2 teams that everyone thought we would beat. Arkansas thought we would win, but we played a solid game, and we're learning how to win on the road. And then come in here against a ranked opponent, expecting to win. And I told our guys, I saw them for the game, this is a measuring stick. It's not going to make or break. Whether we win it or lose it, it's not a make or break deal. But what it is, it's a measuring stick to see where we got to go from here and if we're heading in the right direction. There's a fork in the road. We had to take the right fork, and we're starting to do that. Now, we got tons of things to clean up, and like I said, it doesn't make or break just because you won this game. We have to line up and get ready to go back to work tomorrow. But, we did the right things tonight.
Staying on the right, Olin, and then Sam.
Coach, after the fumble that they returned to tie it, did you feel compelled to have to say anything to try to calm the guys down, or what?
No, what's funny? I just say, we got to go back and play the next play. But they come over that way. There was not a panic in their eyes, and that was a good thing. I liked what I saw in their eyes coming out. And again, we didn't move the ball. We come out, we ran a boot, and they played it perfect and forced us to ground the ball and did that. But there was not a panic, and they say, like I told them, we're still tied. Let's go play the next play. But they were ready to do that. I didn't have to say that.
We'll go Sam, and then
I said it though, but I always do that.
How much toughness did your team show you tonight?
Showed a lot of grit and toughness. Showed a lot of competitiveness, a lot of heart. They want to win. And like I said, I've said that before. Our kids they're allow you to coach them. They have great attitude. We have great character kids. We just got to keep doing a better job of coaching them and getting them to finish some of these drives. But we're getting better in a lot of areas, and we got a heck of a group of kids. Now, there's a lot of toughness in that group, a lot of character.
To the left, Mark, and then down front, Travis.
Coach, Travion had exactly 200 yards of total offense. Looked like by the end he was just beaten and exhausted. Can you talk a little bit about his performance and what you thought about just his play?
It was outstanding. We gave him screens, we gave him the ball, we touched balls in his hand. And that was the other thing. We had a couple critical drops in the game. That hurt us. We had some opportunities too. So we kind of passed it around on offense. But he's a warrior. He's a competitor. He practices that way. He's the guy who's on those guys. Dono, here's a guy on defense who played his heart out. He practices like that. Dodson practices like that. Alaka practices like that. Kiki and Matabuka, all those guys. But those guys love to do it, and it's paying off. They're carrying it to the field from the practice field, and Trayvon's a warrior, man. I mean, he can do it all. He can catch, he can run, and he's a great competitor.